Hey, welcome guys. This is Scott Expat in the Philippines. Welcome to the graveyard shift. Well, I'm in CJ's bed tonight. Well, what's new? No, not being kicked out. Just letting Arlene sleep. Um, she's had a busy day today, helping me with my channel, which is good. Um, Doing the playlist for my channel. So I've got a new playlist out, guys. Um, and this morning I got two videos up, quick ones, which were not bad. Um, Pretty good actually. I just had to check one of them because I thought it might have been um, hit with a copyright, but no, it's okay. I'll check the other one now. It'd be a lot easier. Hey, thank you for the likes. Um, yeah, that one later. Um, I think I've got about 3,000 watches to go, but I'm not quite sure. We've got to check on that. Arlene checked on it the other day and said that we had 3,000. I was talking to my good friends Tom and Ruth on Saturday, I think, and they thought that I had more, but something's been happening with YouTube. They're taking things away from people's subscribers and watch hours and a few other things. I don't know why they. Um, Maybe it's the bots. Maybe the bots playing up on the company. Maybe they need to have someone in there go in and regulate the this. I don't know, but it's not good when people lose their subscribers and then they get them back, but not as many as what they had. I can't prove this. They can't prove it. YouTube's down. Everybody's it's running on an automotive system, I think. So um, we've got to wait until everything um, reopens, and that's all we can do, guys, because of this thing that's going around. So we need to be a little bit more patient and wait and see what's going on. There's something going on. It's not right, and it's you don't want to criticize the company. You don't want to criticize YouTube, but when something like that happens, they need to know. And I just think that if the more people say, "Hey, excuse me, YouTube, I'm losing subscribers," good morning, excuse me, YouTube, I'm losing what else? What's going on? So it's got to do, it's got to have something to do with um, whoever's there and if it's being controlled by bots or being controlled by other computers. Whether someone's mucking around with the system, I don't know. So we need to just exercise a little bit more patience and wait and see what happens. Um, but it's not just me; it's a few other people as well, and because I should have had more watch hours than what I've got, and it's a battle to do things now as it is with the change of system and change what they do at YouTube. I like I think a lot of people like the old way when you were on your chat, you could go straight to the person's channel, write down the person's channel and go straight to them and um, watch 3 of their videos and put a good comment down. Um, but at the moment, they've done a new system, and if you're monetized, and you can be monetized by that channel, to put your links down, that's fine. That's okay. Um, you got to try and get around to everybody. That's easy. Just take your time, do 3 people at a time, and go through and visit. Write a nice comment, leave a nice comment, and Bob's your uncle. They might, they might not get to you straight away. They might be looking at someone else's channel too. So we just need to exercise a bit more patience, guys. And if you're connecting with people, I'll one for saying that it's like this. If I'm going to connect with you, I'll connect you. I'm not going to go out way. You'll have to kick me off. I'm like a dog. Um, if I want something, like a bone, I'm coming for it. And I'm going to stay there until I'm fed. So, you got me whether you like me or not. But, and I like my subscribers. I love my subscribers. And I try and get around to everybody. So, just be patient. We're getting there. Slowly, but we're getting there. And checking out everybody's. Um, Also, there's plenty of things to do that I've done today. We've had to go out. We've had to do um, a bit of sending. I've got to get. I'm waiting for Bunnings to open so I can pick up 2 presents I'm going to send to 2 of my good friends. But I need to find out what the weight of the box is that I can put in, and I got to find out whether Australia Post can send it or do I put it in a Ballic buy. Much it costs. Probably cheaper to do that. Put it in the Ballic buying box with the initials and the person I'm sending to, so they get the parcel from. I'm going to send it from Cebu to Mindanao to Davao. So we've just got to wait for Bunnings to open so I can get down there and get what I have to get. I've also got another item for my dear friends, and they will receive that as soon as I can get down to Bunnings. I haven't had a chance. They're on the phone call system, contact the system, and I would rather personally go in and get what I need to get and get out. You know what I mean? No, waiting for someone to bring out something and I'll go, that's not what I wanted. You know, it's like cement. I got the pond to do, redo the ponds, uh, remortar and do the bottom pond and re-cement around the bottom pond to stop the water from leaking out of it. I don't know why it's leaking. It is. Um, so I've got that to do, but I need to find out what cement, which is pre-mixed, so I don't have to worry about stuffing around, getting gravel and mixing it myself. Hello, Dennis Adams. I from down under. How are you? I'm fine, mate. As you might know, I'm in, as CJ's photo. I'm in actually CJ's bed tonight. Um, as I said earlier, I'm letting Arlene. She's had a busy day, so I don't want to bother her. So I throw in CJ's bed because he's in our bed. So saves me, you know. Oh, thank you for your comment the other day too. It's quite cool. I appreciate that. It was nice. I had a laugh, and laughter's the best medicine in the world. Um, it was good to have a bit of a chuckle over that. Yeah, I thought it was quite funny, and I enjoyed it. Concrete there a bit, and went, "Oh no!" But actually, it was, "Oh shit." A 3 year old, 3.5. It's like, oh shit. Oh, I had to laugh. It was so funny. And he just, him and Snowy just get on like a house on fire. It's so good. Um, we just had a ball and had fun. Um, Short video, no, it was a little bit long. It was a live stream. I've got to schedule them. I've got to try and schedule them in because I need to get some more, views. But see, I can't at the moment. I can't schedule things in because I'm looking after mum and looking after Sage. What time I can get out during the day? Sometimes it's after 11 o'clock. By the time I get mum ready and organised. Tomorrow, tomorrow is prime example. I have to try and get. I've got to get mum ready. I've got to get CJ ready. I've got to make sure she gets showered and look after her. I'm her carer, so I have to do that. So that's why I can't schedule live streams. I just, when we go out, I do a live stream, and I'm got more different places to go to. I'd like to go down to Emu Bottom and do a video down there, but unfortunately, we have to get permission before we go onto that property to do. They do weddings. It used to be an old pioneer settlement back in, I think the place was built in the 1700s, 1780, I think. Um, Around just before the gold rush, and it was a farm up here. It was one of the first homesteads around Sunbury, and with cattle and sheep. So it ran a fair mileage just sheep, Dennis. So you know it's good. Restrictions will be lifted soon. We had 2 more deaths, but it's coming down slowly. And as much as everybody says everything about Dan the man, I think slowly he's bringing us out. So we need to be a bit more patient. Keep wearing our face masks. Still, exercising social distance. So it's not too bad. We're going to eventually come out of this okay in the end. So I just had to grab one of the pillows from underneath to put this on. My phone, I got my phone on the phone bracket. I actually attached some Velcro, which is on the side here, and I can slip it over like that to hold the phone in place. So I don't. Oops. I don't know what I've done there. Supposed to not pee over the video, over the phone, over the camera. What's going on there? I'll have to take a look tomorrow. Something's not right. I've done something wrong there. It's probably because I'm facing me. If I was facing that way, it'd be okay. But when it's facing yourself, I've got another strip of Velcro there, here. And when I put it over here, it covers this part of the screen. So when I'm doing videos of myself, hey Christopher Beecham. Hello, Christopher. I've attached it, done a good job, but I think when you got the camera facing yourself and I've got the Velcro over it, it sort of blocks out this side of the thing. I don't know why I did that, but I've got I usually do videos that way of me when I'm walking around. I don't show, unless I'm sitting there. But the phones come up all right, Dennis and Christopher. As I said, I've attached Velcro and to it, which will hold the phone in place. And sorry if I'm moving it around. I'm just holding the base of it at the moment. So it's in its little case. I actually, would you believe, I've glued the case, except for the phone, into the case. When I want to take the phone out, I'll have to, because it's rubber, I can just peel it back and then take it out before I do any filming. But when I'm doing filming, it'll go the opposite way. Yes, I'm in bed, mate. I'm in actually CJ's room, as you can see. Thought I'd do a different live stream tonight. In bed. I should have called it in bed with Scott. That would have been funny. But yeah, I enjoyed your comments, Dennis Adams, on CJ's car. That was funny. I liked it. It was good. 2 thumbs up, mate. And what else do we? Oh, excuse me. Yeah, we had bad night last night. We had thunderstorms. One of our power, because everything up around here, there's no power poles up this area. But if a power pole down at the start of goes down, which it did, it crucifies the internet. If it comes down, that's it. It just crucifies it. I don't wear PJs, mate. I just wear jocks. And what I've got on. T-shirt. That's all. But, that's pretty well much. I went down to send off some money to two good friends of mine. for our projects to get us out of the clearing. So we're and pay for um, one of the projects we did, which is good, and got that all cleared up. So that's all finished and done. But we're going to be starting a new, I think, a house 48, or might be the church. I've got to redo something on the church, I think, so in the hall. So I'm waiting to find out what's going on. They'll let me know. But I've just said to them, just take a break for a little bit and take care for the moment. So that's what we're going to do. And then we'll be back into it again. But, that's what I like doing. That's what I love helping my friends down there in Bohol and with projects and stuff. So, gives me, to see the smiles on people that are getting new houses and that built. It makes it easier. Geez, these things don't last. They come on 5 minutes, Christopher, and then they go away. They don't give you a chance to, look at it, the little chat area where, Oh, good news is I'll be back on my computer by tomorrow night, I think. I've got to go and pick up Arlene's new laptop, and she'll be back on it. No, they're not. She's not loony. She's good. She's funny. They're good friends of mine. I love helping people out, and I love doing projects for those that don't have houses and sending food and which reminds me, I must put some money aside for this Christmas for sending back so they can send rice sacks and stuff. It's okay. She's not supposed to be funny. She's alright. She does a good job. She's a good girl. I like her. They're good people. You got to get to know them, mate. I met them and enjoyed them. Yeah, just good friends of mine, and I won't say any more. I love them. I love helping them out. I love them. I love helping doing their projects, and um, we get on really well. So I'll just leave it at that, I think. Um, but I don't mention it all the time. It's only every now and then. Well, we're slowly going to come out of stage. We're already kids can go and play at the parks and stuff, and I think you'll start scaling back, getting out of distances. I think you'll take the 5K limit away. You'll have to because people are going to get so ready if they don't. I watched Q&A tonight. It was about Donald Trump too. It's funny. The media, it shows on this guy. He was exactly taken off Donald Trump with his hand movements and everything. It was a laugh. It was so funny. But, I thought I wouldn't go there, and I'm not going to. But, yeah, they were talking. The media was one of the things were that Australia needs America. Wow, question mark there in my book, but okay, not a big Q&A fan. um, Actually, when Tony was doing it, it was a lot better. This guy that's doing it now, he bloody average, mate, I tell you. But we had, I think, two people that were against Trump on there, three people that were against Trump. Yeah, lefties. Three people that were against Trump, and the other two, I don't think the other three got a bloody mention. And when they did, it was like very, short. Um, he's one of those characters you either like him or you lump him. And I don't really particularly like him. That's my opinion of him. But, you know, but it's funny when they were saying that Australia needs to, just angle myself a bit better there. I was saying when there's certain, what will America needs Australia basically for to find out what's going on with China. Well, I tell you what, after the night, I think China will find out what the hell was said, and they won't like it too much. Because I wouldn't be surprised. There's a lot of Chinese that watch Q&A as well that do understand English. But you know, we really, we do need them, and we sort of don't. So, as I said, I'm staying out of American politics. Yeah, exactly. From a defense, I don't know. From a defense, do we? Do we really? Do we? Um, Probably yes, but they were saying that there was one question there that what was it? Yeah, America needs Australia. Hi, Annie Sars vlog. Say hello to Dennis Adams and Christopher Beecham. Sergeant Schultz, I don't know how he is, but I think he asked me that question before. Um, do we need him? I don't know. Probably. Um, but they were saying that America needs us basically to find out what's going on in the region um, around. But yeah, my thing on that would be don't get me wrong, I'm not anti American. I just think, when it's my decision probably if I was in politics, I would say probably no, and because we don't really get much export from America, more of our export comes from overseas, comes from China, to be precise. And really, if what was going on with China and us we could have turned around and sent all their stuff back and said, we don't want it, we've got too much of it. So, you just got to be careful. I didn't quite, I don't know, my right eye's playing up tonight. And I missed that question. Um, I just think that we need to weigh up our situations. I think we need to get manufacturing back here, stuff the greens. Exactly. I agree with you. What you said on the question just before, when you ask him a question, I agree with you on that one. He tends to beat around the bush. Um, I just think that we need to get manufacturing back here in this country. We need to do a lot of things. We need to get a lot of stuff the greens. We need to get manufacturing back. We need to but with low carbon emissions and stuff like that. Uh, we need to try and get this country up and running again. That's a big yes on that one. Um, because Australia's got a lot to offer. And whether you make koala bears or stuffed kangaroos and stuffed koala bears and send them to America or send them to England and Germany and all that, Taiwan, Thailand, uh, Vietnam, Philippines, Japan. If you send, get the patterns back and get production moving in a better way that people here in Australia can have jobs, and get this country economy moving again. No, I don't think it'd take much to knit up a koala bear or uh, pattern up a koala bear and pattern up wombats or pattern up kangaroos um, to send overseas to get your country going. Even T-shirts, um, you know, souvenir shops have a lot of T-shirts. You get a lot of Australians sitting back, kicking back, and coming up with some, new design patterns for T-shirts. You know, and send them over to Australia, over to all over the place, Japan and all that. You would probably get part of this country up and running. And if you got good quality, one state is doing well, six are doing so. Yeah, I agree with you there, mate, on that. But to we really do need to get this country back on its feet. We really do need to open up international travel. I don't know. They were saying also on Q&A that Australia should get ready for American refugees to come here after what's going to go on with over there in the States. Now, I suppose we should really getting ready for that, but you don't know what's going to happen. Um, there's a lot of people unemployed all over the place, not just here. A lot of people that don't want to work, and there's a lot of people that do want to work. And um, Scott Morrison put it down today that the sooner the better they wind back this job start, and for those that are exactly, I agree with you, Christopher. We don't want their problems either. We don't need it. We don't need what's going on there. Arrogance. Some of them, don't get me wrong, not all of them. Their arrogance and that towards wearing face masks and stuff like that. How people see it, and they say, why should we wear them if the Americans aren't doing it? But when you're looking at it, it's for your own bloody good. Self distancing, 5.3, what is it, 5.1 meters apart. To me, it should be 2.5. But, I've had people walk up in the street, walk close to you, just for the hell of it. They think they're being funny. Especially up here, there's a couple that have been. So one guy was walking around ranting and raving about what's going on, and had his face mask down and pulling it and saying, "What should I wear this for?" Your started running out of the face mask. Yeah, won't be long. I've still got mine. Got two of them. Plus, I've got a spare. I brought a spare packet the other day, just in case. Um, you know, we really. He walked so close to me, and then I had two in the reject shop that weren't wearing face masks, and they bumped straight into me. You know, what was on the news, Chris, about the what's going on? I don't know. You said it like Morrison wants to open up the country and he wants to open it up for international travel, but Dan Andrews is saying no, not he's not having a bar of it at the moment. And there was something said in the Washington press the other day. Oh, face masks, no face masks. Oh, okay. And the protest rallies and stuff like that were going on. Washington Post said that Dan Andrews is um, holding his ground, and you know Scott Morrison is getting very frustrated with him and stuff like that. But it's funny, you hear one conversation by the media, and then you hear another conversation. So the media talks shit really when you look at it. Also the media plant things in other people's mouth. Yeah, I don't have Sky News here, mate, unfortunately. Um, yes, Scott Morrison apparently is so frustrated with the way things are going, but he doesn't say that to his face. When they're having a meeting, he's so Washington Post said Dan was a dictator. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That they said he was a dictator, but he's in his own thing. I'm not defending him. Hopefully, he brings this country out, and everybody will be probably patting him on the back. But I don't think so at the moment. Oh, okay. Thanks for that, Chris. Um, yeah. So he's you know pushing um, Scott Morrison's boundaries, but Washington Post said that Dan Andrews was a dictator. Well, I'm not taking his side, but he's got to say one thing: he's slowly bringing us out of this. No other state in Australia has had this as bad as Victoria. And I think with shutting the borders and everything like that, you guys, Perth, Adelaide, and Queensland and Northern Territory have been so lucky that it hasn't spread any further. By the way, running around Sydney, done 10 shifts, 10 days, 10 shifts. That's cool. I love that, Dennis. That's cool. John Wayne, eat your heart out. Uh, I've got a bandana. I was wearing that for a little while. I found that a lot easier to breathe through. I don't think, I'll be honest, I don't think he'll get back in. I don't think he'll win the next election. Um, but face masks, the shields. I saw one lady today, like, there was a report a couple of weeks back saying that the face shields are okay, but as long as you've got the face mask as well. Because the face shield, the full face shield, is supposed to just protect the eyes if someone walks up and spat on you, but there's nothing stopping them from pulling the face shield off your face. Who Dan should be in jail for. I know someone who should be in jail when if they don't win the election. Um, and as I say, no one. How can you say that he caused the virus? Well, Chairman Dan, yeah. But as I was saying, the full face mask. I saw someone wearing the full face shield with no face mask under it today. As she got out of her car, I thought, they're saying like the surgical masks are the best ones, the white ones or the blue ones are the best ones. Um, Bandanas are okay. I found them a lot better, Dennis, to wear the bandana because you could breathe through it a lot better. Um, but the face shield, they were saying it's not really that protective. It only just protects someone from walking past and breathing in your direction if they came a little bit closer. But yeah, it's one of those things. Well, I will agree to disagree with you on that one. The Ruby Princess, she was about to dock in Melbourne. They refused her, basically on grounds that they needed a crew to board her because they had already heard that she had, I think, 2 people on there with the virus. But they refused her to dock in Melbourne But they did do checks. They did do medical checks, and the Ruby Princess is denying that. Oh, that's all right. That's good. Yeah, look, I'll agree with you there in that way, Chris. Um, but they're still going through that trial too of the Ruby Princess. But when she docked here and went out the heads, by the time she got up to Sydney, but she was infected before she left New Zealand. You know that? That ship was cursed when it left New Zealand, and by the time it got here, there was two people that had it. By the time it got up to Sydney, there was 70 people that had it, and they all did tests on them when she was here in the bay, and she was denied landing because they knew that if she landed, what was going to happen? Were they going to let them all off? Um, but then you can't blame border protection, and you can't blame you have to blame the cruise company that told them it was safe to go because none of the cruise directors, when they got to Sydney, knew. And half of those people that were on that boat were from Melbourne anyway. And when they went into the hotels, but no, not many. They all land in New South Wales and then head down. Uh, but yeah, there's a big thing over that at the moment. Yeah, zero. Exactly. But they came out with findings today that the guy that, oh, I can't think of his name. He was in charge of the hotel fiasco and stuff like that, and like he didn't even know what was going on. He didn't even get he said he didn't get a message from Scott Morrison to say that they will lend him the armed forces to help with the security of hotels. Dan was offered that, and apparently he can't remember. I'm not supporting him. I'm just saying, just some things that he's slowly, when you look at it, he's slowly bringing the country out, and actually the majority of Victorians are starting to get behind him. He tells fibs, but I, I will say one thing: he's just taken his sweet ass time of getting this country out of lockdown. Um, we should have been out of lockdown last week. No, I'm not sticking up for him. I just, I'm actually over his bullshit. I'm over how long it's taken for us to get out of this. To be honest, um, it's taken way too long to get out of this. But we had 11 cases today, which was a lot better than last week. I agree with you, Christopher. I know he's a liar. I'm not saying he's not. I'm not going to have an argument over it. You're right with what you say there. But as I said, I am over the amount of time it's taken to get out of this lockdown. I think we could have been out of it last month, to be honest. Um, you look at back home in Philippines, mate. Tondo, that was locked down. Manila was locked down. Um, Caloocan City was locked down. Angeles City was locked down. Cebu was locked down. Cebu was in hard lockdown, and I think it's still in lockdown at the moment, but not as bad as what it was. Mindanao was in lockdown. They're still wearing face masks except for God, my eyes are bad tonight. But no, I'm not going to disagree with you. You're right. He's a liar. But I just think he probably needed a bit of time to get this out under control. But I'm going to say one thing. I'm going to say one thing. I'm going to say one thing again. There'll be another wave. You can bet your sweet socks there's going to be another wave. We're not out of this by a long shot. While we haven't got an antivirus, it's going to come back. It's going to bite everyone on the ass. And they back in the States, over nearly so many people died. Nearly over 200,000 people died. And they were burying people in coffins. Well, the only way to find out whether there is actually people in coffins is walk up and open up the coffin and see if they were in there. Yeah, I agree with you there too as well. There's gonna, I think I will say one thing. Scott Morrison really shouldn't wait until March next year to stop this work thing, because he should stop it tomorrow. For those that aren't, because apparently the figures were out the other day and it was showing so many people not looking for work and they were all sitting on the dole. So, you need to get rid of that scheme completely, shut it down completely, and at least try and restore, get some money. Like, this country was in the black. Now it's going into the red very quickly. And I'm a big look. I'm a carer for my mum. I get paid for it, yes, by the government. And I look after CJ, and I get our thing over from him. Oh, look, yeah, I totally agree with you. I just think that Scott Morrison needs to close that down and start saying, he needs to put his foot down on Dan Andrews. I can tell you that much. Really needs to turn around and say, "Hey, mate, you got a thing, because we want to open all the borders." Now, if Scott Morrison opens up all the borders, the New South Wales to Victoria, and says, "Right, you can go into Victoria," you know what's going to happen, don't you? A big shit fight will start, because Dan Andrews will turn around and say, "No, yeah, you said I want to lock this country. I've locked this country down. Nothing can come in. You want to bring your stuff in? That's fine, but it's not going to come in." He'll say that, but all this, the only way you can, Scott Morrison can stop him and make him wake up to himself, is pull funding from him. That's where that's what he should be doing, Chris. Pull funding. If he wants to, jerk Scott Morrison around, Scott Morrison should just pull funding, stop the work for the um, thing, and tell them all to go back to work and open up the country. Plain and simple, mate. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, exactly, Dennis. Exactly. I agree with you on that one too. It's interesting what you say there, because whether you're Joe Biden or whether you're Donald Trump, it's going to be interesting. I looked at Joe Biden today and I thought, how old's he? How old's Joe Biden, Dennis? Well, that's the other side of the point too, Christopher. And as Dennis said, politics plays a big part whether you're living here in Australia or in America. And I'd love to know how old Joe Biden is. But can't be any older than 60, 65, 68. But they certainly got themselves, like they were saying on Q&A tonight, Dennis Adams. We have a show called Q&A here, questions and answers here. And it was all about Trump tonight. It was all about Trump. Their personal opinions on what they thought, what the media thought about what Trump was doing, and what Trump, with his negotiations with China, and how all of a sudden China's trade with America has just gone like that. And like ours has done the same thing. China's stopped wheat, China's stopped wine. You know, there's two things this country could do, Dennis, and that's stop trading with China altogether and start getting off its fat, lazy ass and um, start getting production and start getting manufacturing back up. Start manufacturing stuffed toys and that and sending them all over the world except for China. If China think they're going to hurt Australia, well, that's fine. But, we could turn around and say, well, it's like this. We're not going to do that. Rather, do that, we're going to help China out, which we do now anyway. TVs, microwaves, you name it. Dennis, everything that we buy, and they mentioned that on Q&A too. Everything America got from China was like small goods and white goods and black goods, which TVs and stuff. So, we sort of depended on China in that sort of way, and negotiations and stuff like that. So my personal opinion is that if I was Prime Minister of Australia, I would make myself a president rather than Prime Minister, because I don't like the word Prime Minister. Prime Minister comes from England. Are we on the cards to say goodbye to England and become our own republic here? But before we can do that, we need to stand on our own 2 feet. So, doing that, we need to open manufacturing. We need to get jobs flowing again. We need to start wondering about putting the virus at the back of our heads rather than front of our heads, and just continue as life like I have been here in Australia, in Melbourne, Victoria. I've been continuing on with life apart from having the face mask on, as normal as possible. I look after Mum, I look after CJ, and that. We need to open all the doors and let everybody back in again. Scan them, test them before they come in to this country, and help bring this country back. We need to get our unemployed out of 12% and back to 5% like it was. People need to get back to work. Bosses need to get their staff back to work. You can still walk around an office with a face mask. You don't have to self-distance. You can self-distance. Like your desk is probably, like you look at the offices in the city, surely they can move the tables around and move the desks around, that they're not thing, and make it compulsory. If you've got a cough, don't come in, don't go to work, But you've then got to put the reins on some of your employees and say, hey, just because Joe Blow's got a cough doesn't mean you got one, you know. If you're seriously ill, and say you got 6 people, like they're saying that working from home is working, well, that's okay. But if you've got an office full of workers and you've got 2 that are cook, well, the manager needs to walk up to the person and with as well as having a face mask on as well, and turn around and say, hey, you're not well, go home, rest up, and come back and go and see a doctor. Plain and simple. Just the normal routine. And maybe, just maybe, if they went home, so quarantine. Look, but the trouble is doing that. Oh, am I going to get sick pay? Of course you're going to get sick pay because it's a thing. But if you've worked X amount of days at your work, well, you'll get your holiday pay. If you do your job and do your job efficiently and do your job properly, you will get paid sick leave. If you go into work and you just sit there and twiddle a pen around your finger and pretend you're working, well, and the boss sees you and he goes, I want that report in my office by tomorrow morning, and you go, oh shit, I haven't done it, and expect to be, a foot up the tail, saying, what the hell are you doing? You just, we just need to get this country moving. That's all, and that's all I'm going to say on that. Because it's just one of those things. Are we going to be out of this in the next couple of days? Get out of stage 4 and into stage 3? I would like to go to stage 1. I would like to be able to walk around without a face mask for a change, but that ain't going to happen. So, the face mask will stay. We'll just have to, you know, find different ways to do things. So, um, it's one of those things, guys. It's hard to fathom that we do, but the control, if Scott Morrison doesn't put his foot down on Victoria, to me, he's weak. He's a weak Prime Minister. Because by rights, I've just about had a guts full of Dan Andrews' bullshit, to be honest. Okay, he's getting us slowly out of, okay, our numbers have gone down to 11, but have they really? Figures can be doubted. But if it's shown that there's been only 11 cases, well, how many deaths? I'm not sure of the death. Chris, you got a figure on our deaths? Because I'm not quite sure of I know that there was only 11 cases, but the deaths are not too. I got a question mark there. But I just think Scott Morrison needs to stop this stimulus package and get people back into work, whether they wear face masks, whether they work in the city. If they're working from home, that's fine. Children's daycares, Dennis, will be opening up soon. They'll be going back. Kids will be going back to school soon in Victoria, which will be good. The amount of times that me and Arlene have been up the shops, I haven't been tested. But then again, they've only been saying, if you feel ill, you've got any symptoms, go see a doctor. Or ring up and make an appointment to see a doctor. And then they say, oh, well, if you've got a symptom, we'll ring the people to come and, check you out. So you got to ask yourself, well, have I not? If I'm crook, if I'm really bad, I'll go and see a doctor. But I'm as good as gold. Twice I've been to Chemist Warehouse, and twice my temperature has been under 36. That's not bad. So, I've stayed pretty well much. But then, Christopher and Dennis, we've stayed pretty well much when we are here in the house. We've pretty well much stayed around in the house on our, only going out. What do we go out for today at Audi? Milk, bananas, wheat bix. Nappies for CJ, which I must admit he really needs to be coming out of them too. But it's one of those things. I just think he needs to stop the stimulus package and needs to tell employers to put their staff back on and get this country moving again. We need to get money circulating again. International, like I think he needs also to get domestic. Domestic's been flying, but international, is a big question mark between us and America at the moment. Um, between us and, like, who would to fly to England? Who would want to fly to France? 10,000 cases a day in France. How's that, Dennis? 10,000 cases a day in France. So this is not over by a long shot. And if you open international travel, it those that have got it will find a way of getting to this country and start it all over again. And they, like, Africa and that, well, no one's mentioned anything about Africa. Spain has still got their cases. Um, but 10,000 cases a day in Paris. It's like, if 10,000 cases, I'd hate to see what the death rate is. Now, if they show the actual figures of the deaths in France, in Paris, well, then, people would start thinking look, it's okay for everybody to walk around and turn around and say this is a hoax. But you had nearly 2,500 people in America being buried, or say nearly half, or was it 100,000, were being buried, for example, in New York. What are they, empty boxes? Like, why would the American government be burying empty boxes? Of course, they're people who passed away from this virus. But 10,000 cases a day in France is very scary. And if you open international travel, tell you what, it wouldn't take long for this country to get it back again. Um, it'd be all over again. We'd be back to scratch, and like, it's one of those, and like, it only takes one person to bring it in, or two people to bring it in, or four people to bring it in, and go to 4 different states in this country, and before you know it, if they came in undetected and they came in negative, but then showed a positive thing and they'd been out in the public, football, whatever, wouldn't take long for them to spread it. That's all I'm saying. You have a taxi driver in Sydney driving a taxi for 10 days, 10 shifts, picking up from the same place. And they're trying to find the people in Sydney that were in close contact with the taxi driver. No one's coming forward on it. So is that a hoax? Is that a lie? But it can't be a lie if they've reported it, and they've reported the taxi driver, and he's tested positive. He's come out. I think he's come out and admitted to it, Chris, that he was positive. But he'd done 10 shifts, and they're still trying to find the people that were in his cab that night or that day, during the course of the day, and the shifts that he did. So if that's not, if he's tested positive, Yeah, and like, we had people, Dennis, over the southeastern side of town. They didn't even know they tested positive. They went to each individual family that they knew. They found out they were positive pretty much the next day. And now they're they they let it be known that there was uh, those people over in the southeastern side of town, and there's a thing going on over that side, cases going over that side. But it wouldn't take long for it to spread. But has it? No, because they controlled it. But in the same breath, they have found out about it. But is Dan Andrews going to charge him? No, he'll charge other people, but he won't charge them. Why not make an example of him? Charge him, and because I was a big believer that one doctor here treated 5 individual patients from 5 individual nursing homes. He went home and then wasn't feeling well, and then went to the doctors, tested positive, and they asked him where he'd been, and he told them. And before you know it, 5 different aged care places had the virus. So if he'd done that, no wonder it's gone to each individual aged care. Because when you look at it, you have people there that work for no fault of their own, that work for a company. They only get paid a certain amount. So in their shift that they're not on at that aged care, they might be at another aged care doing 8 hours. And then the next day they might not be on at that one, they might be on a different one and do 8 hours. And if they didn't feel well, went to a doctor, tested, and tested positive, before you know it, there's 3 aged care places that she's been to that she's infected. And if her girlfriend works at a different aged care somewhere else, and she's been to 4, and they were having lunch, because you can take your face mask off when you're having lunch. If they were having lunch and they were talking, and they were only like sitting across from each other at their lunchroom, and she tested positive, and she's going to another aged care place next day, and then goes to another one, and then comes home and she's not feeling well. Before you know it, those other 3 have got it. It's just an example that's, probably not far from the truth, but they some of the staff work in the one place only. But you'll have probably 3 or 4 that work at 3 individual different ones during the course of the week. They might not work at the same one, but they might work at someone else's. And, if they've been positive and they didn't know they were positive, and then they felt sick, went home, got tested, found out that they were positive. Before you know it, you got 3 different nursing homes, 3 aged care homes that contracted it. And then when you look at it, all the deaths that they were saying, there was only one, I think, as Chris was telling me the other day, that the 20-year-old was a drug addict and he didn't die from COVID. He died overdose of drugs or something. But there was a young baby that passed away with it. But there was just most of the aged care have been from the age of 80 to the age of 90 out of one of the aged care. He's 90, Dennis Adams, and he walked out of the aged care and had COVID and beaten it. How? No one knows. I don't even think he knew how he beat it. But good on him. Well done, Is this thing slowly eating itself away? Because it's got nothing. The more you stay away from other people, whether it be 2.6 or whether it be 5.6 meters apart from other people, is this slowly eating itself away that it's not going to come back again? Well, we're into springtime here, Dennis Adams, and I will say one thing, that springtime comes summer, summertime comes the heat. So is it going to die off and just hibernate over summer and then reappear around about March, April again, or January, February? March, April again. Is it going to reappear its ugly head again? That's a big question mark. That's what we need to know, and it's without a antivirus. But I got with the flu, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Dennis Adams and Chris. With the flu, they inject you with the flu into your body, so you become immune to it. So would they inject you with the coronavirus to fight off the coronavirus? It'd have to be a different strain, or it'd have to be something stronger to defeat this COVID-19. That I ask. And would people take the vaccine that will get rid of this, as I call it now, a thing? Would I take it? Would I take the injection? Yes, I would. Because they've also brought in a thing that bosses say that, have you had the antivirus injection? And if you say no, well, go away, come back and see me another time, So, you sort of start to wonder whether do you get the anti-vaccine, or do you just take the chance of trying to fight it off again and stay away? But if you need to go to work and you need to work for a living, you would have to take it, yes? That is a big question mark in itself, because they're shooting you with the vaccine, which has got the same stuff as what you're fighting not to have in your body. So that, I think, can't they find a different cure for it? Yeah, look, I totally agree with you, Chris. Geez, I just got me messages now, mate. Yeah, look, I totally agree. I'll change the subject, but yeah, as I said, it's just one of those things. You just got to, yeah, work it out. As you said, has everyone got an office job? Not everyone. And I just got your messages now, mate. So, for some unknown reason, that wasn't working. YouTube's doing a bit of a funny thing at the moment. I don't know what's going on. Today I changing the subject now. Um, I had to check one of the videos I just did today, and check and see if it had a restriction on it or a copyright or this is made for kids. So the other one that I've got that's coming up now, or should be through soon. I'm gonna have to check in the morning now, if it's made for kids, or got a copyright. Arlene just worked on the thing today and on my playlist as well, and there there's about three copyright infringements which she took off straight away. Um, but I checked the videos the other day and they didn't have copyright infringement, so might have been might have been something else. She deleted a lot of spam out of there, which are comments that are, you know, they're totally irrelevant to what the um, subject was. What do to music? I only did a couple today. I think I did two today to music. I don't know why. I just thought I'd put a bit of music on them. Was it too loud? Because I had it down as low as I could so you could hear. But I think on the first video I did, Chris, um, I don't think I spoke much on it. Um, the second one I put music on. Um, copyright can be copyright can be like this. If you walk through, you probably heard um, Tropical Tim mention it a couple of times. Copyright can be walking through a SM mall and the music is on, or they might have Madonna or they might have something playing through the shopping mall like they usually do. Um, and if you'll record doing a video in there it will, well, naturally it'll come over the thing. So when you put that video up, YouTube will put a copyright infringement on you because you haven't asked that person, such as Madonna or Katie Lang or Shania Twain, could you use her music, right? So that's why you get the copyright infringement. So therefore, um, you have to try when you go to your YouTube studio, you go to videos, all right? And it'll bring up the videos that you've done. You've got live and you've got normal videos. So if you do like I'm doing now, live stream, I had 4 people say that they were me, 2 in New Zealand. And you know what I did? I went to not for kids and I got rid of it. The same with the other one that I've got up. If I go into the bedroom and put up not for kids, it's age restricted, then that goes away. But if I put made for kids, I don't have, if you come on to my live stream, you can't comment. See what I mean? So when you do a live video, you put not for kids, restricted, it's only for adults. I know he's been a busy boy today. I haven't spoken to him today. I actually got to talk to him about something. I got a 4-tap thing outside, which you'll see. Hello, ¿cómo está? Maganda gabi sa inyo lahat, or should I say maganda umaga, kumusta? Because I think it's morning. I haven't got a clock in the bed in this bedroom. But you know, you've got to sort of try, if you put an age restriction that it's not made for kids, then you don't get blocked. If you don't put anything on it, well, then you'll have a copyright, or you'll have especially with COPA, if you put not made for kids, you can get over COPA, which is a government agency in America that protect kids from pedophiles and stuff like that. So it's better to put it not made for kids. Every video I've done with CJ, I've had to go back and check and see that it's not made for kids. That way, no one can, nothing can happen. Hey, hi, below average, how are you? Say hello to Christopher Beecham and Dennis Adam. And I can't see the other one because my eyes are a bit shot tonight. Oh, yeah, I did. Hey, yours, Raj. Yes, I did, Chris. I've watched 2, 3, 4 episodes, four videos are there so far. How are you, below average? Worcester. Yeah, I watched four videos, and I'm going to go and see below averages um video. Yes, very interesting. Very interesting couple. Um, I like their videos are good. Um, there was one that I think you recommended me to see, which I haven't got around to seeing yet. Batista something. William recommended it. I just haven't had a look at it. Or having a battle, I will admit when I'm wrong. Uh, I'm having a battle at the moment because I'm trying to get around to all my old subscribers as well. Um, which yeah, we're doing okay. No, my finger wasn't up there. Um, yeah, I got to get around to looking at. I miss the Rileys. I haven't been there. I haven't been to the Hapsters for a while, which I admit. Yeah. But I don't get notifications. Um, but I will go there. I've got to go and see POD. Um, I don't know. This is what I'm saying with YouTube. It's stuff the old system up because those that you subscribe to, you should automatically get a thing. I think he's taken a bit of a break at the moment. I think he's taken a bit of a break. So he's probably doing a few other things. He's probably doing a few videos, getting a few things sorted out, Chris. Um, he's been, he's probably there listening to me. There you go, Tropical Tim in the Philippines. He's a good bloke. He's a top bloke. I've got a lot of time for him. I'd love to share a beer with him when we get back home. I'd love to go and visit him in Tondo. But I think when we go back by the time this is all over, when we go back there, I think they would be heading back down to Palawan. I know Wish for Wander's got another. I think he said she's over there for a little bit. She's in Texas for a little bit longer because she's spending a bit of time with the family at the moment. So that's okay. But I'm sure he's fit and well and getting ready to do another video. I think he's doing usually does Sunday, his walkie talkies. Um, but, he's got a few other little projects on the go. Only need a one-way ticket. I've actually, yeah, you asked me the other day about the land in SoCod. I was speaking to Arlene about that the other day, and it's all right. He's still holding it for us, which is good. It's nice of him. Well, land can't go anywhere anyway, can it? But it's still there, and he's still he's just waiting for us to put a we put a deposit on it, so we're just gonna send him the money sometime tomorrow. But like everything, mate, we can't get down to as soon as Dan lifts the restrictions, which I thought he would have today. I thought he would, with the 11 people, um, we could have gone down and sent some money off down to St Albans for the land. That's the only reason why we haven't sent it yet, because where we got to go, and we found out that 7-Eleven up here, up there, has got MoneyGram, so we will. I'll get that out tomorrow, and we'll send it off as soon as we can. But I think Arlene might be working, or it's question mark at the moment, but I think she might be working Wednesday. She's been working one Wednesday a week, so I think she might be working this Wednesday. So we'll do that then. But as I said, land's not going to go anywhere, so he's got that aside for us, and we can start. Once we pay for that, we can start planting some more dwarf coconut palm plants around the boundary. Am I going to go? I'll put it this way, mate. What I would like to do, Chris, is not a fence like some foreigners have there in the Philippines. It's a matter of taste. It's a matter of opinion. I'll be just putting up a wire fence around the property. Which will hold, it'll just be like a normal country, like we have here, around the property, with the dwarf coconut plant, the dwarf coconut palms, marking out the boundary. We'll put the fence in front of it, so it'll make it look better. But am I going to do like a brick fence? No. Are we going to put bars on the windows? No. I don't believe in that. I believe that, to each their own. Where we are up there, I don't think it all matter, because we have pretty much seclusion up where we are in So God there. So, there's plenty of other people around that look after your property and keep an eye on it. So we'll just do that. Oh, Chris, you crack me up. Phew, there's, you know, we're what, about an hour out of now, so we're not that far from the hospital in now. We're probably about 2.5 hours out of Cebu. Um, Probably 2.5 hours. Might be 2 hours out of Cebu. Um, General Hospital there. 3 hours probably to Mactan General. Um, so we're not that far, and I don't intend on getting sick. That's the thing, you don't intend on getting sick, but it can come. But I think I've been a pretty good boy when I'm there now. I pretty well much what I eat, watch what I eat, and with what. Oh, yeah. By the way, while I'm on that, Dennis and Chris, I got my letter from my specialist today, and it showed me that such and such. Oh, I'm sorry to hear. I wouldn't. I know my mum's sister's losing her memory. She's in a retirement village in Taylor's Lakes, and she's slowly losing her memory. It won't be long before she loses it altogether. But it's not Alzheimer's. She's just losing her memory on some things. She'll say one thing 1 minute and then change the subject, and then she won't remember what she said. It's amazing. She hasn't rung my mum's been ringing her sister up every day because I don't think she remembers to ring mum. And she was saying a few things today, and I said to mum, I said, it's sad, but you just gotta uh, look at the thing is like, but she's older than mum. I think she's in her 90s. I think she's about 92 or something. Mum's 82, so she's a fair way, off her. But I got my thing from my specialist today. It's, just next to key and all that, what you have to write down. And I thought, shit, next to key. And then when I looked over, $250 just for one visit. Fucking hell. Claim on Medicare. But I don't claim on Medicare, that's the thing. I've never claimed on Medicare at all. I think Medicare is a big joke. It's just a money making racket for those. Does this sort of my face look puffed up? I think it's just a big money making racket, Medicare. I really do. Here in Australia, anyway. But yeah, I'll be looking forward to when I go back home, back to the Philippines, and go up to say good and check out the land and see what's happening up there and see what we're going to do and where we're going to put the house and um, do a few things. That'll probably be 1 or 2 days visit up there. Um, so that's getting all that prepared and getting that sorted out. And so I'm looking forward to that. Why is that, Chris? Why don't you like going to the doctors? I don't like going to them either, mate. So I only go when I'm sick. But I will say one thing: Philippine doctors are shit hot, are really good, and I have no complaints about Mactan General Hospital. If anything, all good. What I do have a complaint about is when you put in for insurance for flying over to the Philippines and medical insurance, and they don't pay up if you've been in hospital and you've got all your receipts. I think that stinks. What's the point? I was actually funny you talk about that. I was talking to my mate Steve. He's got his own channel called Aussie and the Filipino. He's in Perth, and where Adrian Gibson is. And hi, Adrian. Look, I got travel insurance 2010. I ended up in hospital with was diarrhea, and the other one was bronchitis. And when I went to claim for that, I had all the receipts. And I gave them to travel uh, travel center because this year, if we go back the end of this year, probably won't be till probably next March next year now. I had all the travel receipts. I gave them to Flight Centre, and I showed Flight Centre, and they didn't think. And when I went in there again last time, she and showed them all the receipts. She sent them away. Hadn't heard back. Hadn't heard back. Hadn't heard back. Then got a phone call. We won't be doing anything because you got diarrhea and it's a common thing and that. And I said, well, what about the bronchitis? And she said, well, that's common too. And I thought, you're fucking kidding me, you know. So I was a bit apprehensive with doing that, but a friend of mine that lives up here, his wife's Rona Lynn Silhouette, and she's got her own channel, and they're good friends of ours here in Sunbury. They've been living in the city, but they've moved up here now. So when the restrictions are lifted, we'll be going around there, see them. But he goes with the Philippine Airlines travel agency in Moreland Road. He does his online. I don't do anything online. I would rather go down and see them personally. I don't do nothing online. I don't do anything over the internet. I'm a big stickler for if I've got 2 feet, mate, and I can walk, I'll drive down and I'll go in and see them personally. I won't do anything over the internet. I don't put my credit card details over the internet. So we did that in the Philippines with getting a flight back in 2011, November 19th of 2011. Actually, it might have been November 18th. Was it November 17th? Might have been November 17th because we flew out of the Philippines on November 19th and landed here. Oh, November 16, actually. I landed here on the 9th. No, November 18. We've landed here on the 19th of November in 2011. But we're going to go back through Philippine Airlines. Stop going to the doctor. Jeez, these things don't last long. Sorry, Dennis. Going to the doctor maybe 7 years ago or so. I'm trying to keep your thing up so I can read it. Your medications are only been yeah, look, the only thing I try and take, Dennis, now is just my thyroid gland, my thyroxine. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're just gonna fly Philippine Airlines, go to the Philippine Airlines travel and that, but I haven't got any apart from sugar diabetes, type 2. I have now curved that by eating vegetables, my steak that I usually have, pork, drop the cholesterol, which means not as much rice, not as much potatoes, sugars. I don't have any sugar in my coffee or tea. Or don't eat anything sweet now. Water, that's about all I drink. But you know what? Our doctor, oh, he's a freaking. When I went and saw him, Chris, I went and saw him, right? And he wanted me to come and see him about the diabetes and why my sugar levels were up at 19.2. He said, "You should be in hospital." I said, "What's that?" Well, I was all right, but I think my body became immune to eating so much sugar. I shouldn't laugh. Um, and I used to have like dizzy spells if I had too much sugar. You know what I mean? But now, nothing. Um, I can see that wall, but I'm struggling to see the writing, the small writing in the chat at the moment. So I think I need to get my eyes checked. Probably need glasses. That'll be the next thing. Which I will never wear. The only glasses I wear are sunglasses. But if I can stop the other stuff, I'm probably turn the corner a bit, which is good. But yeah, look, I remember when you went and saw your doctor, and your doctor was your doctor. You only had one doctor, unless you went to hospital for a reason. You had a kidney or a heart specialist or something like that. But up here, you go see the doctor. You might see him today, and the next time you come up, next time you have an appointment, you see another doctor. Next time you see it, you have a different doctor. Then go around in circles up here. So, and like the doctor up here, he paid out on me. He really paid out on me for my sugar being so high and all that. Yeah, I think he paid out on me so much he forgot my other whatchamacallits, my other things like kidneys and stuff like that. He forgot. And then I get a notification in the phone the other day. Can you make an appointment to see thing? And I thought, fuck you. That's FARK, guys. But no, fuck yeah. No stuff that you couldn't tell me then when I was there. It can't be too important. I haven't heard anything since. Am I going to the specialist? I don't know. That's a bit debatable. I know you can claim it on Medicare, but if I don't go, he's going to ring Dr. Coble and say I didn't turn up, and then he's going to turn around and say, oh, I'm wasting my time with him, and I'm going to turn around and say, well, there's plenty of other doctors in Sunbury. But yeah, I have no problems with the doctors in the Philippines. They're all good. My doctor was good in the Philippines. I liked her. I loved her. She was great. She was actually Arlene's work doctor, and we had a ball. Yeah, she was good. She didn't bugger eyes around and that. So it's one of those things. But you got to look after yourself too, Chris. Yeah, Dennis is pretty well okay. He knows where he's at, and he's a good bloke. But you got to look after yourself, Chris, because let me tell you, you got a beautiful wife there and a lovely kid. And don't worry, I've turned myself around and looking after myself because CJ and Arlene need to. And I want to be able to go home and see the thing. Oh, that's who I haven't heard from. Chris, Tom Patrick. I don't know what he's doing. Unless I go and see his channel. I am subscribed to him, but I don't know whether he's subscribed to me still. I haven't got any issues with him. I think he's a good bloke. They did what he said. Stayed away. I'm staying out of American politics and that. Same with another friend of mine told me the same thing. Just let it go. So I've done that. Just keep out of it. Keep out of the American politics and stay with the Australian ones. They're more fun to laugh at. Anyway, guys, I'm going to call it a night on 2 hours something, 2 hours 18. So I'm going to call it a night. Good night, Dennis Adams. Thank you. Good night, Annie Sow's vlog. Thanks for coming. I will visit you again. Thank you, Chris Beecham. Thank you, Below Average. Much appreciate you coming by. And Raul, thank you. I hope you have a good night. Take care. Catch up with you later. Don't forget, next live stream's Friday, 12 o'clock Australia. Oh, by the way, before I forget, yeah, 12 o'clock Australia time, 10 o'clock Philippine time next Friday. Uh, Next Saturday is 12 o'clock Australia time, 10 o'clock Philippine time. Sunday, 12 o'clock Australia time, 10 o'clock Philippine time. And Mondays, 12 o'clock Australia time, 10 o'clock Philippine time. Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say to you, Chris. I will probably, there will probably be a new schedule because Arlene will have her laptop and I'll probably be changing times. But I'll let you know. But at the moment, it stays as it is. Okay. I'll be doing a graveyard shift for another 2 weeks, and then I'll be going to uh, change to another time slot. I might either go back early to around about, hopefully, um, 10 o'clock Australia time, and probably 8 o'clock Philippine time. Hopefully, in the next 2 weeks will be 12 o'clock normal, um, Friday to Monday, and then the week after that, I'm hoping to drop back earlier and sit around about the 10 o'clock mark, Australia time, and probably 8 o'clock Philippine time. So that's the plan because Arlene's got a. I'll pick up a laptop tomorrow. Um, it's going to cost me 140 Australian. I'll pick up a laptop, and it's been cleaned. It's been antivirus put through it, and it should be working a lot better now than what it worked before. So I gotta go and pick that up tomorrow. That's one thing. So my doing my live streams will go back early, but this Friday, 12 o'clock till in Australian time, 10 Philippine. Saturday, 12 Australian time, 10 Philippine time. Sunday, 12 o'clock Australian time, 10 o'clock Philippine time. Monday, 12 o'clock Australian time, 10 o'clock Philippine time. So that'll be this week. And probably the week after, I'll be going back earlier. We'll see what happens. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward to doing that. So it should be good. But I'll text you, Chris, and let you know, and I'll text everybody else that I know that drops by that, and I've got to go back and see some more live streams. Go to some more other people's live streams and let them know that the times on my live streams will be dropped back from 12, so I won't be doing the grave shift after next week. I'll be going back to hopefully a decent schedule now. Arlene's laptop's been fixed, so it should be good. It should be a lot better. But anyway, mate, Dennis and everybody, and Chris Beecham, Annie Sales, and below average. This has been Scott Expat in the Philippines. I'll catch you later. Have a good night. Take care. And remember, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. We'll get through this. If we all stick together, we'll do it, guys. Take care. Have a fun night or fun day tomorrow. And enjoy. Good night, Dennis Adams. Good night, Chris Beecham. Good night, Annie Sales. Good night, below average. Thank you guys for coming. Much appreciated. Thanks for the likes, guys. Take care. Bye for now.